Happy Monday on this January 22nd, 2024. You're watching Breakfast with Bridgett live streaming on News 6 Plus for your smart TVs and devices and clickorlando.com. And we hope you're keeping warm this morning. It is another chilly morning across Central Florida, but definitely not as cold as we had over the weekend. And you know what? Just hang in there a little bit longer if you're tired of this cold air. Meteorologist Jonathan Kegis is in for Candace this morning. She's a little under the weather. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Bridget. The last time we talked, Friday, we were all over the place.
Yeah.
Now we're just cold.
Yeah. You know what? I'm actually getting used to it now because I like the sweaters, the jackets, the
Yeah.
coats, the boots. Like I'm enjoying being able to dust those off. And I noticed a lot of people bundled up yesterday walking the dogs, and I got a chance to go around some of the golf course area yesterday, and it was a variety of golf wear, I will say. Like you had your
Mm.
layered golfers, but then you also had like your shorts and pullover golfers. So
Yeah, I guess you can tell which are the natives and then which ones are the snowbirds are visiting for the week for sure.
yeah,
Because obviously that Arctic blast up there, I mean, it was like below zero through a lot of the north. So yeah, 30
yeah,
degrees is going to feel great compared to like 20 below.
right, exactly. But we are
Yeah.
going to thaw out soon.
We are very, very soon. Big warm up coming on the pipeline. Really, today is the day that we break out of our chill. So, in this
Mm-hmm.
roller coaster ride that has been the last 10 days, we have a
Mm-hmm.
nice climb up.
A
Maybe
big
there's a big
change.
drop at the end, but
Mm-hmm.
there is a nice climb up as we go forward
So
over the
another
next
roller
7 days.
coaster.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm trying to think of a roller coaster that you have that kind of
Hmm.
that long hill,
Yeah,
and I can't not one is coming to mind. We have enough of them around here,
yeah.
and I can't think of a good analogy of
Thunder
which ride
Road
to
had a
use.
long climb, I remember, but the Thunder
Okay.
Road's no longer around. But that was a long climb and then a sharp drop.
There, hopefully we're not headed for the sharp drop, but we have the long climb coming our way.
Okay.
I'll have to ask our theme park expert, Landon McReynolds, to
Yes,
see
yes.
what he has to say about that. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, long story short, I tend to ramble sometimes. It just cut me off.
No,
just,
no,
just
no.
cut me
We're
off.
enjoying it. And like I said, I think that it's, there's something for everyone in these forecasts lately. So,
Yeah, there you go. Right here, here's the temperatures situation. We're in the 40s for most of Central Florida. That is about 10 degrees warmer than where we were yesterday, unless you're watching and living along the Space Coast. Look at the 60s right now. That's about the water temperature. So that is
mm,
why when we get a breeze off of the Atlantic, it tends to be much warmer along the coast. It moderates to where the water temperature is. And there you see it, low to mid 60s for us right now in Cocoa Beach in Melbourne. That's about 20 degrees warmer than where we were yesterday. So we are already improving things, and that improvement is just going to continue today for everybody, hanging in the upper 60s to around 70. Although we are going to see a few extra clouds in play today, we are going to be warmer. So today is kind of the transition day, the breaking free from the Arctic chill, if you will. And then from this point on, we just go nuts in the temperature department. Look at this tomorrow. These forecast lows for tonight, where we're going to start tomorrow morning, were warmer than where we were over the weekend in some cases, really almost every case, with high temperatures over the weekend in the 50s to barely getting to 60. We're going to start things off around 60 tomorrow, pretty much everywhere, even the mid 60s along the Space Coast. And it's all because of this right here. You see all that purple at the top of this map here? That is the Arctic chill. So that is our polar jet stream retreating. So it's going to go back to its home. It's going to go back to Canada. And now we're going to allow the warmth to really build. That big swirly blue H at the bottom of your screen, right around San Juan, Puerto Rico, that's a big upper ridge of high pressure. And that thing is going to build, and it is going to bully that colder air and push it right back to where it came from, and then send temperatures in the other direction. Really, on Wednesday, super warm. On Thursday and Friday, it's super duper warm, as we're going to get into record territory Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and maybe even Sunday as well. It's going to be that Sunday, Monday time frame where we're going to start to watch for our next system. So there you go. By Tuesday, tomorrow, we're back to the mid 70s. 80s on Wednesday, low to mid 80s Thursday and Friday. Those are our record territory days. And then we're staying in the record territory for Saturday, and then kind of losing it a little bit on Sunday as rain chances try to go up just a little bit. And that's the other thing on the 7-day forecast. Like, this is going to be our driest 7-day stretch that we have seen in quite some time, thanks to El Nino, again, providing all the clouds and rain that we've dealt with really since back starting November.
mhm.
This is going to take a break from that, Bridget.
Yeah, that that is really a big change from what we were dealing with last week. So,
Huge.
Yeah, I mean, so the beaches and the water parks might be, packed again this week.
I think so. I think so. I
Hmm.
mean, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird, not only to feel the 80s again, although we did hit 80 last week in one of those kind of ups, but I mean, it lasted for like an hour and then
Yeah.
bam, came back down.
Hmm.
But it's also gonna be weird to like not have rain around and to see the
Yeah.
sun.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. So I'm
been
looking forward to that too.
same,
Some
same. We'll
some
take a little bit of
lunches,
variety.
lunches and dinners outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess a taste of the spring weather. I do think though we are going to see things come back down. So I
Hmm.
do. This isn't the runaway to spring just yet.
Hmm.
If anybody's wondering,
Yeah.
um, but it's a taste.
Yeah.
Give you a taste.
Yes. Well,
We'll take
we'll
it.
we'll keep riding the ride.
That's right.
We'll get our sandals back out. Thanks, Jonathan.
All of the above. You got it, Bridget. Thank you.
See you a little later. And we want to get a check of the traffic on this Monday morning. Trooper Steve is in the house, and we have been watching the roads all morning. Things were looking pretty good at the end of the morning show. And you're out in Results One getting ready to head out. Good morning.
Good morning, Bridget. Yeah, things for the most part this morning pretty decent. We are dealing with something that's a little odd
Oh,
at the
yeah.
moment. So if you want to
Mm-hmm.
jump to traffic, we can do traffic first before we have a little discussion. But so I'm looking at this on the data map right now, up
Mm-hmm.
on Max 3. Westbound Colonial Drive is currently shut down. Just west of 436. Now, originally this came out as a crash, but Orange County arrived on scene, and we're hearing something about possibly a victim with gunshot wounds at this point. So this area
Mm.
is shut down. Westbound lanes, if you're familiar where the Best Buy is off of Colonial, it is right there at that intersection. All lanes required. To head north there on Lake Baldwin. We're trying to get an update from Orange County Sheriff's Office or the Orlando Police Department, depending on who's going to take this, and then we'll get an update for you outside of that. Earlier, we had some issues along eastbound I-4 down here towards the Champions Gate area. So eastbound, meaning you're going from Osceola towards Orange County. So normally road rangers or FHP handle stuff, but Osceola County Sheriff's Office Community Service Officer really helping out, working this crash, so keeping troopers available for everybody else. But this is off to the right-hand side, causing some slowdowns. We know how this happens. We get a crash out there, people start looking. Your drive time's a little high. 27 minutes, Osceola Parkway to Colonial, and only 21 coming in from Lake Mary. Western portions of the 408, nice and smooth through Pine Hills this morning. You can see those normal routine slowdowns along the Fairvilla area, 434, and then close towards this the the I'm drawing a blank this morning about everything. But yeah, Silver Star, that's the word I was looking for. And then Pleasant Hill northbound, earlier crash off of Granada, nice and clear. And then just some minor delays through the Orange Avenue and the South Chase area. So for a Monday, Bridget, all in all, not
Mm-hmm.
bad. What we're seeing this morning, though, I'm a little worried about that one crash off of Colonial. I think it's going to
Mm-hmm.
become something bigger,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But hopefully they get that cleared out for the traffic portion of things
Yeah,
as
sounds
soon
like
as
another
possible.
news update coming out of that for sure. You have
I
an
agree. I
interesting
think that's going to
topic
come in.
today on patrol, too.
Yeah. So we are going to talk today at 8:30 panhandling. What's legal in the state of Florida? And then the other side of panhandling, people who aren't looking for money but are looking to sell things in exchange for money. What licenses are required? We see things like this, whether it's fundraising or charitable events, whether it's firefighters or football players at a high school. And then sometimes we see just a normal person walking there selling hats or roses sometime. So we're going to talk about this a little bit, the legal side of it. But for me, Bridget, it's always about I want people to do things safely. If you've got to do things to really support yourself, I don't want you in travel lanes. I don't want you walking out in these roadways. So we're going to talk about all that at
Mm-hmm.
8:30 at clickorlando.com.
Because there is technically a right way to go about this. It's not completely out of the question.
Right, like most panhandling in itself is not
Mm-hmm.
authorized,
Mm-hmm.
but there are ways if you want to sell stuff and you want to make yourself money or you want to do a
A bona
charitable
fide
collection.
fundraiser. Mm-hmm.
Yep. there are ways to go about that legally, and when you do it legally, you get way more support. So
Hmm.
I'll
I'm sure
explain how
you'd
to do
rather
stuff
them
like
not
that.
do it in the roadway, though. You'd probably rather them be
Well,
somewhere else.
it drives me
Hmm.
crazy when I see a high schooler, whether
Hmm.
walking in the middle of the lane, even when the firefighters are doing it out there, it does scare me because, yeah, they may be looking out, but it takes one
Hmm.
driver to make a
That's right.
mistake, and boom, then we've got a problem out there.
Right. And so, and then it's not worth it at all. Well, we
Amen.
will look forward to that stream at 8:30 with you.
All right, Bridget. Thank
All
you.
right. Drive safe. Thanks. We're taking a quick break. We'll be back with NY Nathiri, who is the executive director of Association to Preserve the Eatonville Community, as they get ready for the 35th annual Zora Festival. So we can't wait to hear all the updates on what's coming up with the festival up next. 741, you're watching Breakfast with Bridget, streaming live on clickorlando.com and News 6 Plus for your smart TV. I'm Bridget Ellison, and we have a special guest with us this morning to talk about one of the big annual events here in Central Florida. Miss N.Y. Nathiri is here. She's the executive director for the Association to Preserve the Eatonville Community. Good morning.
Good morning. It's so good to be with you.
I'm so glad to have you here streaming with us this morning, and I have a surprise for you. This is a baby Bridget from 2011, and I don't know if you can make it out, but I was trying to dress up as Zora Neale
Oh,
Hurston, but I
I
don't know if
see
you can
that
make it
hat.
out. Yeah,
Yes,
and
indeed,
so
I see
that
that
was
hat.
that was 2011 at the Hatitude, and it was one of the fun events that was part of the festival. And you've been doing this how long now?
My dear, we call me a lifer. I have been with this event and with this organization from the very beginning. In 1988, we began planning for the first annual festival. And it's such a privilege to be working with the team of people that are so committed to bringing the finest quality arts and humanities programming to the people of Central Florida and increasingly to the world.
And what's so wonderful is, Eatonville is so historic for so many reasons. And their most well known daughter, of course, Zora Neale Hurston, who was a big part of the Harlem Renaissance, but also very proud of where she came from and the culture, the arts, the history there in Eatonville and across Central Florida. And she reflected that in a lot of her works and her art, right?
Absolutely. And in fact, what has happened over the years is the evolution of a niche industry in the hospitality industry called cultural heritage tourism. And Eatonville is perfectly positioned in terms of being a year round destination for the cultural heritage tourist. And so, what we have been able to do, frankly, with the Zora Festival is to make that case, And people have been, it's just a natural. And it's so good to hear about the warm up. It's so good to hear about the
Mm-hmm.
weather and there's just such an interest, and you are seeing on the screen what happens with Zora Festival. People come out. There is Mayor McCrory from Alabama. She is just one of the people who comes from out of the Tri-County area. So we are looking forward to our 35th year. This is our reunion festival, and we are urging people to if you have come in any way, as family members, if you've gathered as friends, and if you've come to festival anytime, come back and join us for this 35th anniversary. It promises to be It promises to be a very exciting event. Of course, you can see everything by going to www.zorafestival.org. That's our website. You can certainly come by the museum. This being January, we're open every day through the month of January. We've had some very fine programming, and look forward again to our outdoor festival of the arts. We are featuring an intergenerational program. On Saturday, we're featuring Club Nouveau, EU, Firelight, Afro Pop, and the DJ will be the Gemini Show, DJ Gemini. And then on Sunday it is the Blues Southern Soul with Nelson Curry and Joe Tex, Tony Wilson, and T.J. Hooker Taylor. So that's the entertainment. And let me say that we are family friendly. We want to make sure that people know, no matter who you are and where you come from, you are going to enjoy the Zora Festival. The parking is free. Children come free all 3 days. On Friday, we are free and open to adults and children because we want to really have people experience that cultural and heritage experience. If you are a UCF alumni or affiliate, Rollins College, Valencia, Seminole State, if you have an ID that shows that, it's 10% off. We want to acknowledge the great support that we get from the institutions of higher education here in Orange County. So that is something as well. We are doing everything possible to let people know that this is the time to celebrate, to be in a safe space where you can really enjoy yourself. And I think that's important because often we're hearing about what separates us.
Right.
This
It's
is a
such a
time where you
warm,
can.
welcoming environment for everyone.
It
And there's
is.
something
It
for
is.
everyone, like you said, from the arts to the music. There will be vendors there, crafts there. And so, when it comes to getting out there, getting parked, should we bring cash? Like, how can you tell people to sort of
We,
prepare and,
my
and
dear,
get out there and enjoy?
yes, we are cashless. Our board leadership, so we can take your Zelle, we can take your Square. And again, I'm glad you make that point. On Saturday and Sunday, general admission is $20 for the adults. Children, um, free all 3 days. We also have a VIP experience if you wish to have that,
For the
and
music.
that is that's right. But for the music, but once you come into festival, everything the general admission is there. You're there for all programs. K-12, very very strong programs. STEM Hub, Orlando Science Center, or Orange County Library System, the Zeta Phi Beta sorority is doing the make and take. We're doing the Zora book giveaway. We used to do that for a number of years. Reunion, we're bringing back the programs that people have really enjoyed, and we're bringing back the people. So that Zora book giveaway, those are free, new, age appropriate books from toddler board books all the way to high school.
That's beautiful.
So, yeah, it's really
And when
very
it comes
exciting.
to, the main events, all the activities, the bulk of it is right there in downtown Eatonville. What about those off-site events, ticketed events that are typically a part of the 3-day weekend? Do you have anything new this year? What's sold out? What's still available?
We do have still, and that's a good point. The conferencing, which will take place, will be in Eatonville. The one opportunity where there is still some availability is the evening inspired by Zora Neale Hurston. That is going to be held at the First United Methodist Church of Orlando. That event, we are encouraging people to dress in Harlem Renaissance attire. Uh,
Love
all
that.
the food will all the food will be from scratch and organic. Chef Crystal Clark will be our culinary guru, and all of the food will be inspired from the research of Zora Neale Hurston. We say it's the nerds having a good party and the foodies enjoying themselves.
All right. So
So
where do you get the tickets for that, and
uh,
which night
you
and time is that?
That is on Saturday, the 27th, from 7:30 to 9:30. Those tickets are available through Eventbrite at zorafestival.org. The table of six is available for people who want to come as a group.
Uh-huh.
We're urging people now to because the cutoff is on
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday, because you have to give the chef the final count.
Oh, yeah.
But by all means, zorafestival.org, or you can call the museum,
Mm-hmm.
407 647 3307.
Now, where's that church
407. Yes, it's right opposite the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center.
Oh, yes,
One,
that's right.
yes, 142 East Jackson Street. It's really a very lovely facility.
Now, you said you need to dress like Harlem Renaissance inspired,
Well, we
so
encourage
we need
you.
to hurry
Well,
if we want to get our outfits together.
but I will tell you what I was able to do. A personal story. We lost my mother about 3 years ago,
Oh,
but my daughter said, "Mom, let's go into the closet." So what
yeah.
what I did, because my mother was that
Oh, yeah.
quintessential woman that dressed to the nines. So she had her coat with her blue fox
Oh,
fur,
yeah.
and her hats. Hatitude. She had her hat. I've got my feathers. And so you don't have to go to Amazon to buy anything. You might visit some of your relatives or go into your closet to
Shop those
see what
closets.
shop those closets. Now you don't have to dress with Harlem Renaissance. You can come as you are. But we just think it would be fun to do that.
Well, it looks like another beautiful year stacked up, and so great to see this event still going strong and getting better than ever every year. Mr. Theory, thank you so much for joining us. And before we go, again, that website and phone number.
www.zorafestival.org. Phone number 407 647 3307.
All right, and beautiful weather shaping up for this weekend too. So we're
Yes,
looking forward
indeed. We're
to it.
looking forward. We're looking
Yes,
forward.
yes. Well, we'll see you then. Take care. Thank you for
Okay.
calling
Thank you
in.
so much. Thank you.
And so, like she said, if you have not experienced the festival, it is worth getting out there to check out just all the vendors and all the fun things to do, especially as a family, and just so many educational opportunities as well. So much history right here in our backyards here in Central Florida. So definitely check it out if you have not. And if you are going, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We have a few other stories we do want to get to. Of course, one of the big headlines this morning, Governor DeSantis deciding to suspend his campaign and endorsing President Trump, former President Trump, rather. He said that, right now there's no clear path to victory for him. And so, he decided yesterday in a statement to announce that he is suspending the campaign in the race to become president. So that leaves Nikki Haley now vying for that nomination against former President Donald Trump. But again, DeSantis suspending the campaign and saying he is now endorsing former President Trump. Also, Axiom 3 crew is busy at work now at the International Space Station after the capsule docked early Saturday morning at the ISS. We've been watching this launch, the countdown to this launch for that crew for all of last week. But while they're there, the 4-person all-European crew will study microgravity. They have 30 scientific experiments and demonstrations focused on human physiology as well as technology advancements. And they launched into orbit on Thursday afternoon. So it's a long journey, and they'll be there a few weeks. You can watch the launch again on clickorlando.com/space. So make sure you check that out. And I think we have time for one more thing, do we? All right, we have time for one more thing. This one's fun. Could you stay off your phone for a month? Do you think you could? Well, it could be very lucrative for you if you could manage to do it, because they are offering for a digital detox thousands of dollars, but it is a competition. A yogurt company called Siggy's, you probably heard of Siggy's, offering $10,000 to anyone who doesn't use their phone at all for a whole month. And in addition to the cash, other prizes include 3 months worth of yogurt. What would you do with that? I'd probably feed a whole lot of people. The company says it's in an effort to create less distractions. So maybe check into that. Siggy's, 10,000 bucks. Put the phone down for a month. I think I could do it. That would be a nice break for me. Well, we'll be back tomorrow with more weather, traffic, and stories to talk about on Breakfast with Bridget. We'll see you at 7:30 bright and early Tuesday. Take care. Have a great day.